I need to respond. I need to respond to these more with videos because it's easier. To this comment, I would argue that Batman Arkham is just as, if not more, repetitive, because literally almost every cool encounter in Batman, besides the boss fights, is just a challenge map. Like if you go to the challenge maps, most of the encounters in the game are set up to become challenge maps. Like the challenge maps are the same as most of the encounters you'll do in the game. And most of it is solve puzzle, go here. Either it's going to be a combat situation or it's going to be a stealth situation. There's not a lot of stealth situations where you could go in, initiate combat, and come out unscathed. That's just not how the game is played. Whereas in Gotham Knights, you're going to go through the game. You're going to do the same missions, yes. But even their stealth sections usually allow you to break it and go into combat if you prefer to do that. And then on top of that, you have the luxury of 4 different characters with 4 different movesets and abilities to break up the monotony as well. Like Batgirl can get a skill where she's invisible to cameras. Robin can get a skill where he can do stealth takedowns on juggernauts. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Where like your gameplay is very varied. And you can customize all the heroes and shit like that. We got these nostalgia goggles on for Arkham. And like, mind you, this is one of my favorite games. I still got them downloaded. But I got Gotham Knights downloaded too. But if you really break down to the simplest form of what the games are, once you progress through the story and then you get to an area that's just a combat challenge map or just a predator challenge map, and that's the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Even in Arkham Knight, they didn't do a good job of breaking that up, because even like the dual side missions where you're like fighting with Nightwing and you get to play as him for a little bit, which people say are the best missions in the whole game, which I feel like they should have just did that throughout the whole game. That would have been way more fun. And once you realize every scenario that you get into besides a boss fight is a challenge map, you start to realize like, this shit is mad repetitive. I might as well go play the challenge maps when I play the game over again. And at least with the challenge maps, you get to play as a different character. But again, the different characters don't play different enough due to the combat system. Whereas in this, these characters all have very unique things about them that makes the gameplay different depending on who you're playing it. As simple as like how they did the crime system in this game. Like I can go into this game, go on patrol, and do a bunch of the crimes and have fun. Like the crime where they have hostages and they got bombs on them and you got to stealthily deactivate the bombs before you take them out. Average stop crime from happening. They're breaking into something type of crimes. Like a lot of that shit, bro, is what makes this game so replayable. If Batman Arkham Knight had something like that, where I could go into Gotham as Nightwing, Robin, and stop little side crimes and shit, that would have elevated the game immensely. But again, and I hate to say this, a lot of the interactions and major points that aren't boss fights are just challenge maps that you can go play. Starts to really break your immersion when you realize it, because it's like you go into this area, big open space, it's about to be a combat. You go into this area, guards with guns, it's about to be a predator section. And they do a good job of mixing them up here and there so you don't really notice it too much. But once you notice it, it's like, oh, that's all this game really is. It's just a cluster of challenge maps with a story around it until I get to the boss fight. And that's where I feel like Gotham Knights was a nice improvement, because there's things I can do. I can do the crimes, set up the scenarios. There's multiple ways to get through them, and I can go through them, and it makes me want to go through them again with different characters. You know what I'm saying? And it's multiplayer, bro. You can play through the whole game with your friend. I really, and I still have not, like, what's so funny to me, bro, is everybody who's like, oh, this is a shit take, is like, nobody's telling me I'm like what I said wrong, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not lying about Arkham. But we want to be like, oh no, it was the greatest game that ever happened, so we can't say nothing about it. Like, I'm so tired of that, bro. That's why I make these videos. It's like, it's okay, bro. It doesn't make the game bad. It doesn't make the game trash. But let's be for real, bro. The Arkham Knight, there was too many fucking Batmobile sections. In fact, but also no good boss fights in Arkham Knight, bro. The best boss fight in the entire series is the Mr. Freeze boss fight. All are set up the same way, where it's do puzzle, explore, go here, combat section, explore, go here, predator section, explore, go here, fire as boss fight. The boss fights got it, but the overall gameplay loop is just as repetitive. Like, there's no, it's really not, and it's worse because you only play as Batman through most of them. I just wish people would be for real and be honest, bro. Motherfuckers be acting so scared to say something negative, to where it's like, I'm tired of that shit. Because it's like, there was a game I saw where somebody said it was mediocre and gave it a 7 out of 10. And I'm like, mediocre? Mediocre isn't a 7 out of 10, bro. Mediocre is like a 3 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? And people act like, oh, well, if the game, like, people will give a game points just for being playable. And that's the problem, bro. Like, if it's unplayable, it doesn't even deserve a rating. Don't even rate the game. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a bad game, it can be lower than a 6, bro. Like motherfuckers are so like, it's a sickness, bro. Like motherfuckers are so scared to just say anything. And I'm not saying Arkham is any of those things. I think Arkham is a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game. 10 out of 10 game, honestly. 10 out of 10 game. I think Gotham Knights is just up there with it as well, bro. It's just a different type of game. And I think it was just as fire. Like I don't understand, bro, what was wrong with it. Like what was so bad about it? Like I can get that the traversal was kind of boring. At least they tried to give each character a different way of traversing. The bat bike doesn't go very fast. I get those two things. I had fun. I had hella fun playing through until the end. I think the story was made more for Red Hood. If you play through the game as Red Hood, it seemed like it was made for him. But even still, the story wasn't like super grandiose because it's not about Batman. It's about his sidekick. So it's like it's the same. It literally is on the same level as Miles Morales' story. Like Miles doesn't fight like all the major Spider-Man villains. He fights a few, and then his story is about more so about him. I just don't get what the beef is. Besides, we harbor some sort of hatred because it wasn't Arkham. That's all people are saying, bro. That's all it comes down to is this isn't Arkham, so I don't like it. It's like, oh, you're just taking shit. So tell me why it's shit. Tell me why it's wrong. The floor is yours.